City officials are working to inform residents about the city's lead pipes and their dangers.
Yeah, recently they sent out a letter about the issue, and Illinois' Lead Service Line Replacement Act went into effect in 2022. It mandates replacement of lead drinking water pipes. That's because they can deliver toxic lead in each glass of water. City officials say the letter serves as an FYI to water customers.
We were required by the state of Illinois to make annual notice just to make people aware that these lead pipes do exist, that we believe that they're connected at their residence, and just to give them the notice. Eventually we will be replacing all those over the coming years.
Officials say it'll take about 20 years to replace the lead pipes throughout the city.